Good morning, people. Welcome to build day 28 or 29. I don't remember. It's one of those days. Just getting out here into my wiring mess. Just starting the day. Gotta get the blow-ups plugged in. Hold on one second. Actually, we'll just leave the camera running. You can have a glimpse of the arborvitaes over there. Gotta get the blow-ups plugged in. Oh, that's the mirror display. Or photo hall. Ah, wrong cord. See, that's not the problem being out here. So many damn cords. And you never tell, and you're getting a lot of weird angles there. But, dropped my cigar in the water. Breakfast of the day. God, I don't know. What do you have on a wet, miserable day when you know you're going to be out in the cold and getting wet all day long? I have no idea. Hot porridge with maple syrup over the top of it. Let's go for that. In the spider display, we've got a host of things that we need to do. We got VIP night tomorrow night. We still have the torture chamber, gypsy, and chain haul to get done. We haven't done anything in that. But we are going to start off with some maintenance repair type stuff today. First off, we're over in the bouncer and the jumper room. First order of business is I gotta get in here. I'm gonna replace that LED light with a it's a UV light. We're gonna replace it with a green and angle it down on him so you can see that guy. And we're gonna do the same thing with that one and angle it down so you can see the jumper. That's one of the chores. Then we need to get over here and do the same thing. Replace that one with a green and angle it down on him. I also need to crawl in underneath him and test the solenoid. At least check the wiring on the solenoid to see if I can get that guy to lunge again. Interesting. Once that's done, we've got a debugging problem to handle. Last night I went in to get trunk line 1 plugged in, and it kept blowing the GFI outlet. So I need to get in and start checking some outlets and find out which one is in the water from the rain yesterday and get it to working. Now trunk line 1 does the Pirate, the Witch, Fred, the bubblers, and the torture chamber. So I gotta get that fixed. And it's either the outlet with the Scooby-Boo board over in the clown hall. It's either an outlet in here. The witch display should be fine. Torture chamber should be fine. So it could be Fred. There's an outlet in Fred's display too that needs to be fixed. So it could be any one number one of those. There's probably about 12 different outlets it could be. I need to get in here and check. I'm thinking it's either that or I'm noticing my black lights down there are a little wet as well, and it's right underneath a drip. So good luck with doing that. Torture chamber. When I get in to do the torture chamber today, I've got to get LED lighting angled on the fence or on the weapons. Probably going to use some red LEDs for that. I need to get red LEDs over there. Zombie bait, I'm not too sure about. And he need to get his eyes plugged in. I need to get some lights into that. Need to get hay in here. And it sounds like it's going to be fun. Blacklight room. As you can see, we got the water in yesterday. And it looks like I'm going to have fun. My fountain moved. Which means I'm probably going to have to go waiting to fix the fountain. Because its bottom's kicked out, which means the water's going to go the other way, which means I might have a problem. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But we did get water in all the ponds. All the ponds look like they're holding the water just fine. But it's a nice red color. We got a repair on the water wall. we have a leak running out, spraying out over here. And let's see, we'll get you a good camera angle there. You'll see this hose right here. I think that's where it's leaking. So I need to put some sort of baffle or something in here to block the leak. I don't mind if it's leaking as long as the water stays in there, but right now it's spraying out here into the aisleway and it's hitting people in the face. Can't have that, so I figure if I put a little bit of a baffle in between the pipe and the wall, you know, and kind of arc it over, it should work okay. Another problem we had last night was with this guy. If you remember right, I had a huge hose sticking out of the guy's mouth. I went to cut it off, you know, to trim it down, lost my grip on the hose, and the hose fell out and looks like it landed behind the pond. So the pump is actually pumping the water out of the pond. I'm gonna have to drag that hose in. Won't have to go wading. I got a hook I can reach in there and grab that. Oh, left my clamp light in here too. Interesting. Gypsy display, it still needs its lighting. I need to get lighting on each of the heads. We also need to get lighting on the figures and probably on the fan back there. Table itself, I think will be okay once we get all the other miscellaneous lighting in. Then, oh, and then the candle needs to get lit up, and we need to get the book and the lamp hooked up to Scooby-Doo board and hooked up to low voltage. In here, chain haul, we've got to get the heads plus all the skeletons lit up. And then the other major chore we have to do is I got my crossbars between each of the displays. All have to have their black plastic on, which is going to happen tonight after dinner, regardless of where I'm at on working on the 3 displays in my troubleshooting. So, going to be interesting that way. God, things are wet. Wet? And the hell with the cigar. All right, now we're out front. Out front, everything appears to be working as intended. Oh, hey, I don't know if you can see that up there. But it looks like we got clouds are tearing up a bit. And the kitty's in a weird position. What was he doing with the big kitty last night that I didn't know about? There, get him fixed. Ah, there. And he must have saw a bird or something because he's looking up at it real good. We got to get his head turned too. There we go. Okay, so we got that. That's pretty much what's on the docket today. We're going to start doing some repairs, get through the haunt. I also got the big skull in the with the mirror. It needs its batteries. The flame pots in the torture chamber in the wood stove need their batteries. There's just a lot of little mishkabibble and a couple of 3 major areas that need to be worked on. So we're going to work on that today. As I get things done, I'll try to remember to grab the camera and give you guys, let's see if I unlock both doors. There we go, because I can't get the flags are in the back door and I can't get those out if the door is locked. Ugh, into the truck. That's going to be a weird camera angle, isn't it? So, but anyway, lots of stuff to do today. We are just going to start knocking out, see how far we get. The sun. Sun's peeking through the... Oh, ouch, cold drip right down the back of my neck. Yeah, it's so cold, so wet out here. I went and got my heavy coat on. This coat's about 12 years old. I need a new winter coat badly. Yeah, see? Sun's out and it's starting to sprinkle again. Yeah, figures. Made it in here real quick. It's only been about 10 minutes. Green LED. Another green LED. And last but not least, another green LED. So I got my LED green, my UV switched out for green. I just need to wait for nightfall so I can get them aimed right. Now, next chore. Yeah, here, see the cobwebbing? Now, next chore is that guy. I gotta dissect the solenoid to see if the wiring's attached. Weapons of choice, Phillips head screwdriver, and an eeny teeny weeny little slotted screwdriver. And that means I have to crawl in underneath that damn thing and check the wiring on the solenoid itself, because the Scooby-Doo board and everything is working just fine. It's the prop, not the board. No complaints on the board. Boards are wonderful. Boards are good. Let's see if we can get this damn thing to move now. It's alive! And I did have a loose wire inside the solenoid, so we got it working again. Here, let's give this a try here. I don't know if you're going to catch anything. Unplug it, plug it back in. And the sensor's going through its warm-up mode, which means it will trigger. It's alive! It works! Ah! Okie dokie. So we got the problem fixed. Second problem done. Or actually, I've got a third one now. I gotta get out of here. I'm underneath the damn thing. Here we go. Well, so far, 2 for 2. We got the green LED flood, the end of the spider display, and the attack spider is working again. It was a combination of 2 problems. One, the positive wire had come off the solenoid. Fixed that, still wasn't working. So I got to thinking, where my power line comes in, it's a low voltage for the solenoid and the eyes. I have multiple wires twisted together. Well, I didn't think that might be a problem because the eyes were working. So I figured, okay, if the eyes are working, the solenoid should be working. Well, I went and twisted it a little bit. You know, left the electrical tape on, just twisted it a little bit. That did it. It worked. Okay, next chore is that guy there. And I need to get my nippers. I see some string. Hold on just a second. Oh, I always should carry my nippers with me. They come in handy for nipping all sorts of things. I use them mainly for snipping the wire and snipping off the ends of zip ties, which my daughter has to come to and pick up when I get to a certain phase. But if you notice, underneath the skull, there's some string hanging down. So my wife tying the vine onto it, she didn't snip the ends off, so the string's hanging down. So I'm going to nip that. But then that skull there needs batteries in it for its eyes. I really need to convert that over to low voltage. It saved me more money on batteries. And there you go, one set of eyes working. Okay, now on to the next project. I'm in the Pirate display. I checked the Scooby-Doo board over there. Other than the lid being wet, everything else was nice and dry. So that wasn't the problem. We do have the eave of the house here. When it rains, a lot of water hits and pools here in this area. I had one connection there that was pretty soggy. So I'm gonna get a little board to raise it up off the ground a little bit, put a cover on it. So that might be one of the problems. So I'm gonna get that one fixed first. That one over there underneath the tree was actually protected by the tree. So it was dry. The other outlet in here that I was concerned about, well, that was one of them right there. It was nice and dry, not a drop of water on it. And I was trying to think, we got Scooby-Doo board, we got that, into that, and then there's the one right behind the tree. Yeah, so it was just that one over there behind the popper that was soggy. So I'm gonna go get a cover for that, fix that, and we're just gonna kind of keep plugging through on the chain until we find everything. Okay, we got the, you can see it back there, a little red dish. It's going to be out on the side. I could put some hay over it later if I choose to. But Pirate display is protected. I just tried plugging this line in and it's still blowing the GFI circuit. So that tells me it's not in the Pirate, it's further down. So, which is the next one on the line? We've done Clown and we've done Pirate. And all the connections in here are undercover. And undercover. So that's good to go. I'm just debating here. Next one, next trouble spot, and I think this is what's causing the problem, is Fred. I have an outlet underneath that hay right there. And it was a little soggy last night. Plus, the seam here for my plywood is right there. It's right over a UV black light. So, I'm going to try unplugging the black light and see if that takes care of the problem, which means I unplug it, I have to run back out there and plug in the circuit and see if the GFI pops or not. That'll tell me if this is a display. If it's still popping with that unplugged, then it could be the outlet down there. In fact, I might just unplug everything out of this display and plug it back in and see what happens. Okay, I should have thought of this before. I just tried the black lights, unplugging them, and they're still tripping the GFI outlet. So, to pin down exactly what display is the problem, I've got, remember I ran an extension cord up to here, and then the green cord has 3 outlets on it. There's one in the Pirate, one in the Witch, and one over in the bubble tubes where Fred is. That feeds both Fred and the torture chamber. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to unplug one display at a time, or one outlet at a time. So I'm going to pull that one there, which is right there. I'll unplug that. I'll go try the line. If the line's still popping, the GFI outlet, I'll come back, plug this one in, move on to the next one, repeat, and just go back and forth until I narrow it down. It's one of the 3 access points. Which one it is, though, I have no idea. Okay, it's not the Pirate, because it's still blowing, even with the Pirate unplugged. So, we'll plug the Pirate back in, and we will go try the Witch. Okay, now that's a new one on me. As you can hear, the clowns are going off, which is on circuit 1. So we found the problem. I unplugged the Witch, and the Witch was the problem. So now I've got to get into the Witch's display and start tracking down what's hooked up to 110 and what was getting wet. So let's go have some fun. And I'm grabbing my drill. Oh, hush. You know, I know those air whips are in there. They don't bother me, but the first time my daughter and wife went through there, oh man. I wish I had had the camera set up. But I'm gonna dig into the Witch and see what's causing the problem. Bullseye, found the problem. 'Twas the lamp. It's sitting out in the weather. Water got into the light bulb sockets and there's water in it. That's what was causing the GFI. That was one of the reasons why the GFI circuit was failing. So I'm going to leave it unplugged to let it dry out. And if it stays dry between now and Halloween, once it's dried out, we'll plug it back in. If not, I'll just aim a flood over on it. So we're going to do that. Then I need to go plug the black lights back in Fred and see if it's still blowing the circuit.
Arguing lover, ye have come a long way for nothing. This here be Harley and my treasure. Ye shall not have it.
Okay, we got him working. Black lights in Fred's room's working. Ran into another problem. The wife put one of the skeleton hands on the ship's wheel up in a waving mode. Over the night it settled, and when I plugged the ship's wheel in, it bound up the ship's wheel, popping the motor loose and playing havoc with the linkage. And every year I have the same fight with her. Don't do that. Or if you do that, let me know so I can lock the hand into place. She didn't let me know this year. So I had another emergency repair. Now I've got 2 more emergency repairs I was not planning on that I'm going to have to do. As you can hear, the clown is going off over and over and over again. So I am going to have to figure out what the hell is wrong. It's either it's got to be the sensor, because I don't have any wires, electrical wires near the sensor. So, but the sensor's also wet on the outside, not the inside. So I'm not sure what the hell the problem is. I'm gonna have to get in and mess with that, or I'm gonna run out of air real quick. Okay, interesting. got the clown hall to stop going off. And yes, the sensor is picked up or hooked up. I moved it, and that seemed to take care of the problem. What I ended up doing, and this is the fun part, I just walked in front of it. I've got it in here, right here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. That's where the sensor is. I don't have a hole cut in the scene setter, but yet it's still picking me up infrared. So it's, I'm gonna have to test it tonight to see if it's gonna pick me up tonight when it's dark and a little cooler out. If it's not, what I'll do is I'll get a razor blade out and I'll just pop the scene setter right around it, so it's more visible, and give it a try, see how that works. Okay, all my little things are fixed, except for the water wall in the water room, blacklight room. I'm going to have to go waiting. Now it's broad daylight, I got some light and I can see exactly what the problem is, and it's a couple of the heads aimed slightly the wrong way. So I'm going to have to get in there, waiting, and fix it. So that's going to be my next chore. Time to freeze my feet off. Well, so far I haven't gotten to working on the torture chamber, chain haul, or gypsy. It's been all repairs and stuff so far. And I think I'm caught up on the repairs. We're getting ready to get started on the torture chamber. But I wanted to bring the wife out, and I wanted to show you the fountains and stuff. So, waiting on the pretty set dresser tour. Okay, she has arrived.
You're still getting wet a little.
Yeah, just a hair, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. We got in here, fixed the ponds. It was not the T connection in the back like I thought. My patch earlier in the summer held. It was the heads were tipped up too far, so I broke it loose and tilted them down as far as I could, and that helped. And then these outside two, I swiveled so they were aimed the other way. And then we were still getting some water out down below, so I put a piece of plexiglass in here to catch it, because I don't want a whole lot of water coming out. I don't want to have to be refilling these ponds every day. So we did that.
Well, it looks like it might be down a little.
Yeah, it might be with me sloshing around in there. I don't doubt it. I sloshed a lot of water out. But anyway, with that fixed, if the wife okays it, then I can start on the torture chamber. Okay guys, change of plans. Just got done with dinner. I'm supposed to be switching over and start hanging the black plastic. Not going to happen. It's going to have to wait until tomorrow, more than likely. We got the torture chamber done. It's tuned, ready to go. You'll get a glimpse of it when you get a glimpse of it. I'm over in the gypsy display. I got all the lights hung. I even started wiring them up. So I am going to go ahead and get the gypsy display done tonight. See what time it is, and I might do the chain haul too. My reason is I've got a disaster area out here. I've got a tub with LEDs and LEDs all over the place. I got stuff with the Scooby-Doo boards all over the place. I just want to get this stuff done so I can pick up and put away before I start on another major project. The hanging the curtains up shouldn't take all that long. It's normally about a half a day job to do it. So if I can get the LED stuff done and put away, then I can get things cleaned up out here and get the tarps done. Okay guys, I know it's pitch black. That's because it's midnight. I stuck with it, I pushed it. Don't know how this is going to really show up, but you can probably see some red glows. That's the torture chamber. We've got everything unplugged but the low voltage stuff, because it's time for bed. I'm not plugging it in, not at midnight, too noisy. Neighbors would bitch. We've got the gypsy room totally done. And I just finished the chain haul. We've got a red floodlight by all the items in here. So 5 skeletons in those heads. And out the exit. Now, end of the day wrap up. I'm going to do it right here, real simple, real quick. I want to put this down and go in and get warmed up. I'm freezing. Tomorrow is our VIP night that we do. We've invited several people, among them Hellmouth and Jim Erickson. I've been trying to find out whether they're coming or not, and I keep getting put off. So right now I'm thinking they're probably not going to show. Either that or they're going to show up and try to surprise me. One of the two. I hope they do make it. I've been wanting Troy to come over for so damn long now. But I can understand too, you know, with everything going on with him and with Jim and whatever, I can understand if they don't make it. Things to do. All the low voltage is now done. All the props are wired. They're done. There's some minor adjustments here and there. I still need to go through and get the black plastic tarp curtains up in between the displays. The haunt needs a good cleaning. There's garbage all over the place. I got a couple pieces of fencing to do. Some Michigan Bibble stuff, which will all be done tomorrow. Curtains will probably take a couple of hours to get them up. Because I'm going to have to cut some of these rails here too to go in some of the doorways. Some of the doorways already have them. But that's pretty much going to be the docket for tomorrow for the last build day. So with that, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to go warm up. So stay spooky, stay toxic.